As if these past couple of weeks have not been difficult enough for Bernie supporters and progressives in general, last night came another gut punch in the form of an email. Let's talk about it. So an email went out last night, and it had Bernie Sanders' name on it. And it was a fundraising email, except for this fundraising email was not like the other ones that we had been receiving over the last maybe a year, 2 years, depending on how long you've been in the game, maybe the last 5 years. This email was a little bit different because it wasn't fundraising for the Bernie Sanders campaign. Instead, it was fundraising for the DNC. Let's take a look at it. So the email says this: my campaign for president may be over, but our struggles continue. The struggle begins with defeating Donald Trump, the most dangerous president in modern American history, but it does not end there. I will also be doing everything in my power to elect strong progressives at every level of government. That is why I am about to ask you to join me by making a donation to the Democratic Unity Fund today. The DNC is the only official party committee that works to elect Democrats at all levels of government across the country. That's important. By the way, I don't think that's true. That's important. Because change always happens from the bottom up. And when we mobilize, the DNC is the only official party. When we mobilize record numbers of people to get involved in the political process, we can create a government that works for all of us and not just the 1%. So I'm asking, can you make your first $7 donation to the DNC's Democratic Unity Fund so that we can win up and down the ticket this year? Oh man. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'd like to call a slap in the face. Oh man. Not only are you asking us to vote for the DNC or to donate to the DNC, not only are you asking us to give up more of our hard-earned money to donate to the DNC, but you are asking us to donate to the, and I quote, the Democratic Unity Fund. The Democratic Unity Fund. Does anybody else see a slight problem with that? Does anybody else see anything ironic about this request coming from Bernie Sanders on behalf of the Democratic Unity Fund? Ben Rod, thank you for the super chat. Have you seen Vaush voter shaming on his channel? I have not. I'm not sure who that is. You're the second person who's asked me about this. I'm not sure who that person is. And maybe I do know who it is, and maybe the name isn't ringing a bell. Big Irv, thanks for the super chat. You said Bernie tripping, piss. Yeah, I know. Because for Bernie to ask me to donate to the, and I was pissed for a while. I was trying to understand how the hell I even got an email. But I realized that when I had to register as a Democrat to vote for Tulsi, and I gave them the Democratic Party of Florida my email when I did it. And the DNC has access to every Democratic listserv in the country for their parties. So my dumb ass, my bad. I should never gave my email. But I wanted to verify that my vote was going to be actually counted because, this is Florida. So anyway, the irony of Bernie asking us, the voters who have been disenfranchised by the Democrats, the voters who have time and time again been told, well, we don't need your vote. Remember that? That's what they told us. We don't need y'all. The voters who are most often blamed for Trump, despite the fact that we realize how dangerous Trump is, we realize how dangerous this administration is, and that is why we worked hard and tirelessly to ensure that a nominee was put in place that could actually defeat Donald Trump in November. Remember that, how we tried that and they wouldn't let it happen? You got the nerve to send out emails to people like myself who backed Tulsi Gabbard, who the DNC perpetuated Russiaphobic smears against. Bernie, they allowed you to create a unity committee only to then appoint a bunch of technocrats who despise you, who hate your guts, who actively worked to undermine your 2016 and 2020 campaign to their rules and bylaws committee. I'm confused. What the hell? I can't. I know that there are some people who are making excuses for this, right? They're making excuses, and the excuses sound a little bit like, well, the DNC sent that email, not Bernie. What? Question. This does say, my campaign for president may be over, right? I will do everything in my power. Okay. That's why I'm about to ask you to join me to donate to the Democratic Unity Fund. The DNC is the only official party committee that works to elect Democrats across all levels of government. Okay, that's what I thought. Just want to make sure. Vaush is a debater. May Odin show mercy for the poor soul who challenges him. Hold up. Bring it back. Are you saying that this is a debater who is vote shaming on behalf of Joe Biden? Well, tell Vaush, whoever the hell he is, to come find me. And Odin may show mercy, but Thor will not. Okay? So anyway, yeah. So, moral of the story is, there is no justification for the egregious nature and timing of this email. Okay? There just isn't. There isn't. And it's frustrating to me because I see people making excuses for this email instead of calling it what it is. Bernie needs to know this is absolutely unacceptable. This is a slap in the face after everything we have been through. I'm one of the fortunate few who had maybe a couple of dollars to spare to donate to people like Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard, where it wasn't my last dollar. This time, maybe last time was a little bit different, but this time I've been fortunate. Most of Bernie's donors were not that. Most of Bernie's donors were literally giving up their last 10, 20, 50. I remember somebody told me that they were like eating ramen for a week because they donated the last $200 in their bank account to Bernie Sanders because they put that much faith into that campaign. And so now you want them to donate more of the money that they don't have during a pandemic where they don't have jobs to a Democratic Party who gave them the middle finger. To by the way, to do what? To lose another election. They did this. They want us to donate money to the DNC to lose another election because I think that all of us can agree that that's exactly what's about to happen. I mean, what are you going to do? Use the money to create a time machine and make Joe Biden not be a segregationist? Make him not vote for the war in Iraq? Make him not make prescription drug prices and cancer drug prices ridiculously unaffordable in other countries? Make him not commit sexual assault allegedly over and over again? Make him not appoint his son or fight for the appointment of his son that just got kicked out of the Navy for smoking crack to the Burisma Energy Company board for $50,000 a year and then threaten Ukraine to withhold aid to make sure his son didn't get prosecuted? Is that what we're going to do with the money? Or are we going to use the money to create a time machine to make everyone forget that Joe Biden is a piece of shit candidate who is not even more electable than Hillary Clinton? Hillary Clinton might have been more dangerous. Joe Biden is infinitely less electable. And so now you ask me to waste my damn money. Because even if it was a Democrat, why would I donate to the Democratic Party who seems obsessed with losing? Just out of curiosity. Ben Riley, thank you very much for the super chat. No, I'm officially saying not to debate him. He's a cyberbully of a debater. Watch his videos and you'll see. I'm saying I don't know how we counter the lesser of two evils narrative. Really? Ben, maybe I haven't been going live enough. Is that what that is? Is that what that is? Don't worry, Ben. I'm going to be debating the new progressive voice on the lesser of two evils nonsense on Tuesday. And we're going to see how that argument holds up when people can't escape to Twitter to have it. They hide behind like 280 characters because it's a nuanced discussion to have. But I don't even have to use a nuanced discussion. I could just use talking points, to be quite honest. But if you want to get in the nuanced discussion, it gets even worse, honestly. My thing is, you don't even have to dislike Bernie regarding. Oh, and by the way, if you want to show me, if somebody send me his information, and I'd be more than happy to try and let him vote shame me. We can talk about it. I'll debate Chomsky on this. It's not even close. And that's what's hilarious about it. It's not even close. I would love for one of these neo-progressive white bros to look at me in my face and explain to me why it would be better for a black man to vote for 94 crime bill Biden, who refuses to apologize for his bill, and First Step Trump, who, despite all of his many faults, worked through a bipartisan effort with the Democrats in order to get the First Step Act passed to reduce recidivism rates, make sure that felons can get jobs after they leave prison, offer them earlier sentences by doing jobs that would create vocational skills for them so they would have a better chance to do better outside. Please, I would tell him to talk to me. We can have a conversation about that. The epitome of privilege is voting for Joe Biden and pretending as if it's because he's lesser of two evils. Because you got to sell yourself a hell of a lie for that. And that's a fact. And the thing is, I don't even vote shame people. I just tell people why I'm not voting for him, and I tell the truth about him. But if somebody tells me, well, I'm going to vote for Biden, I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm going to educate you. Okay? I'm going to educate you as I would in any other topic, because that's what I do. However, when you have the facts on your side, you don't have to vote shame. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, you don't have to dislike Bernie to call him out here. You don't have to dislike him to hold him accountable here. You don't have to dislike him to be insulted by this. That's the problem. I feel like that some people feel like you have to completely dislike someone in order to critique one thing about them, like one action that they might have engaged in. That's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I would make an argument that because of the fact that I supported Bernie, that this is a little bit more insulting. And that's why it's absolutely important that I call this out. Because as I have been told, right, for the last 5 years, Bernie's not a real Democrat. Bernie's not a real Democrat. That's why he's not getting love from the Democrats. Bernie's not a real Democrat. That's why they don't like him. That's so funny because now that he's endorsed the Democratic nominee, they love him so much they think they can fundraise off of him, but he's not a real Democrat. That's what I was told. He's so disliked because he's not a real Democrat that you can literally use him to fundraise, bragging about what the Democratic or specifically the DNC can do for the Democrats after the DNC specifically screwed you and us over. Light his punk ass up, can't stand the progressive voice. Is progressive voice pushing? I thought he wasn't voting for Biden. I was told he wasn't voting for Biden. But what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. I thought the progressive voice wasn't voting for Biden. But nonetheless, it's still, like I said, it should go without being said that you should not be sending these type of emails out to us. Well, I don't know how you do it, but But you need to figure out a way to take everybody off that damn list. I didn't campaign for a Democrat in 2016. I didn't work for a Democrat in 2016. I worked for an independent. I didn't, even though I endorsed Tulsi, I still supported Bernie this go around. I didn't support a Democrat. I supported an independent who happened to be running the Democratic Party. I don't give a fuck about the Democratic Party. They can burn for all I care. I don't care about the party. I don't. And I'm suing that. Listen, y'all, these motherfuckers, these people, once again, I get it. Email listserv. I probably ended up on it by some fault of my own. Although I ended up on Julian Castro's and Kamala Harris listserv too. So that's a bunch of problems with these listservs, with them just giving our information out without asking us first. So there's that. But what the hell? I'm suing these people for $900 million on behalf of the people. Why the hell would I just want to turn around and give them some more of my money? Now, that's a discussion for a different day, but the moral of the story is they're literally being sued for defrauding people because they took money pretending that they were being objective and pretending like their goal was actually to beat Donald Trump. When that's not the case. It's never been the case. Hey, Ron, what's up? Thank you very much for the super chat. Vouch's argument is Biden bad, Trump worse, vote Biden. Well, listen. My argument, and for those who are brave enough to challenge this argument, is Biden is much worse, Trump is still bad, don't vote for either of them. Get your lazy ass up and go organize, learn more about your local candidates and how they affect the outcome of your of specific policies and issues in your community. Fight for ballot initiatives, build up third parties, hold them accountable as well. Challenge election fraud, not on the day of the election, but 2, 3, 4, 5 years in advance, like you're supposed to. Acknowledge it when it's happening, instead of the lazy argument, which is a presentation of false choices, which is vote Trump or vote Biden. See, the people who pretend like that's the end all be all are usually people who are lazy and didn't do literally anything up into this point about any of the systemic or structural issues that led to Biden versus Trump or Hillary versus Trump. I'm just saying, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but life of Brian. Bernie's position was always Dems are okay, just not quite progressive enough. Vote for me. If not, go Dems. Republicans are evil. Yeah, that's basically been his position for his entire life. Yeah. I feel like I missed a super. Did I miss one? Where is it? What does it say so I can? No, I answered that one. Yes, I did. What's the other one? Big Irv, what was your other chat, man? If I missed it, let me know. My wife telling me I missed it. No, I got both of them. See, she out here steering me astray, y'all. Yes, I did. Okay. Yes, I did. Put money on it. You did the Bernie trip, I know. I did the other one too. See, my wife trying I don't do this, y'all. Y'all know I'm the super chat king. I be getting all my super chats. Everybody else don't be getting all of them like I do, but I get all my super chats. But I don't want a new party. Party over. Left and right unite. Hey, listen, y'all know me. I'm post-party politics, so I'm not for party politics. I'm looking at what the Green Party is. Listen, all of a sudden, in this last year on Twitter, I've seen so many quote-unquote pro-Russiagate Green Party Twitter accounts, so many divisive Green Party Twitter accounts that are like, that just were never existent before. Like never. Not for the entirety of 2015, 2016. Not up until this point where, of course, people are looking to find a new home because the Democratic Party is on fire and like filled with the AIDS virus. So like, coincidentally enough, who's the front runner? Oh man. fucking the CIA damn talking man, Howie Hawkins. And all these accounts are blaming everyone else's Green Party campaign for playing clips of Howie being a conspiratorial Russiagator. Like, come on. This is why I'm post-party politics. Not saying you should not be building up these parties and taking control of them and fighting them for every inch, for the same reason I gave Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore was able to expose TYT to a crazy degree because he stayed in there for 2 years, actually almost 3 years after the bullshit started, to challenge them and fight them and expose them from within. There is value in that. But it should still be remembered that you're only going to be able to get these type of institutions to move a little bit one way or the other without changing the system that those institutions operate in. So that's the first thing that needs to be done. Just being real out here, cuz. Big Irv, appreciate you. Nina Tulsi 2020. Now, I would probably put Tulsi first, considering that, you know, she's the only one who has foreign policy experience, and that's a pretty important part of the job. But if I would like Nina and Tulsi to run a co-campaign, like they would be equitable partners in the presidency. And of course, I believe it would be possible because women are the only ones that generally, like men, we're not really good at putting our egos to the side. We would never do anything like that. You crazy? Come on. We want that picture in the White House of our face and nobody else is beside it. We want you over there with the VP people. Go ahead, put your face over there to VP side. Nobody goes and sees the VP part of the museums, okay? Let's be honest. So, but two women who generally have been known to put their egos to the side would absolutely run a co-campaign and just tear it up. Listen, y'all. I don't really care what anybody has to say. If Nina and Tulsi run, I'm going to vote for them in whatever party they run in. I'm going to campaign for them in whatever party they're running because I know what they're running on is going to be the issues. So get over it or make another party viable or make your party viable to make sure that they will run in your party instead of somewhere else. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm independent through and through. Make sure Ben Riley, thank you very much for the super chat again. Vash shamed a 27-year-old black Ohioan in his B or B vid. I'm not sure what the B means. Oh, Boulevard. No, it says B vid. Okay, I'm not crazy. What does B vid mean? You gotta stop using these I don't know what the BVID means, but yeah, he'll shame him. He'll shame him. And he might even be able to get away with it for most people. That's not me. He and anybody else, they know where I'm at. I'm debating the new Progressive Voice on Tuesday. Had a fun discussion with Israel. Most of you know him from Big Talk, Little Talk. If you follow him, subscribe to him. He's a good channel, by the way. I had a very good conversation with my good friend Egberto and Pasta on our Rockfin Premium chat on Thursday. So it's not like I don't get a lot of practice with this, but come on. I know I think things through. I tend to think of things like a year and a half to 2 years in advance. Because, well, for one, politics, generally you don't see the effects or the ramifications of your choices for that amount of time, right? About two years, sometimes a little bit longer. I'm not redneck. I say Niko's a chaotic neutral. I'm not a chaotic neutral. I'm actually the opposite. I'm not neutral at all. I take a very, very firm stance on. I take actionable stances. But my neutrality, I like, don't confuse my principled nature with neutrality. I'm not neutral. I'm an independent, and I think independently. You know how like you get those Candace Owens people, right? The Candace Owens, the Ben Shapiro's, but mostly the Candace Owens types who claim, oh, we're just independent, and they define independent as not being a Democrat and running to the Republican establishment. That's not me, okay? Nor am I like some of these and the Kasperians of the world who claim to be independent-minded, but who hide in the den of the Democratic Party. Just they call themselves independent because they just dislike the establishment Democrats sometimes, but don't like the Republican Party and therefore they're independent. No, I'm actually independent. Both parties suck hard. Let's be honest. The debate on Tuesday with New Progressive Voice should be 5 p.m. Eastern. I think it'll be 5 p.m. Eastern. Actually, I could check for you right now. Give me a second. $2 p.m. Pacific Standard, 5 p.m. Eastern. So that's when the debate will be on Tuesday. I think you just tagged me too. Man. Somebody just tweeted me something that was completely and totally accidentally relevant. It was completely and totally, but accidentally relevant to what we're talking about right now. Somebody said, oh, but someone's going to say, make the excuse, well, Tulsi endorsed first. It's like, yeah, but how many emails did you get from Tulsi fundraising for the DNC? How many times did Tulsi tell you, get out and go vote for Biden? How many live streams has Tulsi Gabbard appeared on? But she is actually the betrayer of the progressive movement, right? She's actually the traitor. It's Tulsi. I want you to look at all the DNC propaganda, the Democratic propaganda that has been emailed out this year, that has been used in commercials and ads, and ask yourself, how many times has Tulsi Gabbard appeared on their propaganda? Just out of curiosity. I did try to debate Anna. No, matter of fact, so here's what happened. For those of you who may be curious about what she's talking about. Tulsi shouted me out on a video. But it wasn't just me. She shouted out me, Jimmy, Kyle, Joe Rogan. And so, like at the same time, which is weird, Anna, maybe the night before on their live show, someone caught it that Anna was arguing that Tulsi was in no way progressive on domestic or on foreign policy. It was so egregious, bro, that Jank had to step in and say, oh, okay, no, that's not fair. That's not fair. Even Jank admitted that she's progressive on foreign policy. Jank said this. He was looking at her like she was crazy. So then I did a response video for Anna debunking her using these things that she's seemingly grown less and less acquainted with called facts. Okay. When I used those facts to debunk her, Anna got a little upset. Y'all know Anna, she really does hate facts. She's not really fans of those. Her and Emma, like, they just rub her. The facts rub them the wrong way. So she goes to Twitter and she says, I know that Tulsi might have said some nice things about you, which, by the way, she had been saying nice things about me to me like 3 weeks before that, but whatever. But that doesn't mean you have to lie to defend her. And so you know me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not about to go back and forth with you on Twitter when we both got a camera and a microphone. For what? If you're bold enough to hide behind Twitter, then you are bold enough to hop your ass in front of a camera where you can't run away from the facts. And so I told her, don't worry about it, Anna. We gonna debate. And I want you to keep that same energy. Because y'all know Anna was loud around that point. She was loud as hell about her anti-Tulsi hate. Right? So I told her I was going to buy the ticket. 15 minutes later, I bought the ticket. Some of my supporters actually helped me out of nowhere. They were like, oh man, shit, you really bought that? I want to contribute to this. Everybody wanted to see Anna get roasted with facts. So once I bought the ticket and posted the picture to Twitter that I was on the way to California, and it was indeed a one-way ticket because I didn't want her to have any excuse for why she couldn't be there. I wanted to be on Anna's schedule. I know Anna's a very busy woman. When I bought the ticket, y'all, man, Anna didn't tweet again for like 4 days. We couldn't find Anna. Anna was nowhere to be found. Anna disappeared, y'all. Can you believe that? That's what happens generally. I challenge. So Michael Brooks, he same thing. He tagged me on Twitter. I'm not going back and forth with you, bro. Let's just debate. Yo, set it up. All his supporters were like, yeah, debate Niko, you can beat him. So, yeah, that didn't work out either. Michael Brooks, disappeared, dissipated. David Dole, disappeared, dissipated. Don't know where they at. Still trying to figure it. APB on them, we put them on a milk carton. We even put them in the convenience stores. You know what I'm saying? Where they got the missing people. Like, couldn't find them. So, nobody can use the excuse now, oh, well, we just didn't want to debate Bernie versus Tulsi. Now you have it even easier, right? You want to debate Biden versus Trump. And what's better for the progressive movement, voting for one, two, or the either, or none of them, excuse me. And obviously you know where I stand there. But they won't do that either. For obvious reasons. I guarantee you Mehdi Hassan, all that shit he was popping on Twitter to Kyle Kalinske, I guarantee you he wouldn't sit in the room with Kyle and debate him on it. I guarantee it. Because he can't run away. You cannot run away from the facts when you're in a room with somebody. You can try it, but then you just obviously end up defeating yourself. And that's what people are afraid of. So. And I never said don't at me. In fact, all ats, all mentions are encouraged. Don't say, I don't like saying that don't at me. I always say at me. Please, for the love of God, at my ass. Because I'm not like these other cats. I'm not going back and forth with you on Twitter for clout. I don't care about all that shit. I'm not a clout chaser. I debate in real life for people who actually care about the outcomes of these situations, not for people who are trying to achieve some type of moral high ground. That's what a lot of these people try to do by acting all self-righteous on Twitter and shit. I don't got time for that. I know I'm right. I don't have to fucking act self-righteous on Twitter. All right, people, I got a couple of more segments I have to do, so let me get up out of here so we can get that set up. Oh shit, just got super chat. Man, y'all killing me. All right. Oh man, I got a couple of them that just popped up out of nowhere. All right, so Gray Walker joined third party. Thank you very much for the super chat. Being party fluid is being independent. I guess I'm not really party fluid as much, but I guess. Yeah, cause like my fluidity basically stops around the time you get to that libertarian side. Now, if they brought somebody who is truly the best candidate, then I would have no problem voting for that person and advocating for that person in all seriousness. So, Marcus Will, thank you very much for the super chat. Bet that PV debate doesn't happen, he'll back out. No, it's not Progressive Voice. It's New Progressive Voice. So I do want to clarify that. Progressive Voice would not even think about it. Come on, let's be honest, okay? Al Martins, thank you very much for the super chat. I was joking, Niko. We can't at you, but we can at your network. Thanks. Go Tulsi, go. Damage, thank you very much for the super chat. Oh, we should get Tulsi Nina trending. Two strong women together, but correct me if I'm wrong. Tulsi doesn't really support Medicare for all. You are wrong. She supports single-payer health care. She got tired of the Medicare for All branding because it was being co-opted and used merely to hold people to a ridiculous standard that Bernie himself wasn't even being held to as far as what they believe Medicare for All actually did. So that's a different discussion for a different day. But she is absolutely for single-payer. Her plan is called literally single-payer plus. Yes, I've spoken to Tulsi. She's cool. Of course, Tulsi isn't like Bernie. She didn't run away from me after she endorsed Biden. She let me know what was going on. I know, surprise, surprise. Candidates being held accountable or being accountable to their surrogates and supporters. I know for a lot of other people who may have chosen other candidates, y'all might not be familiar with that. But the candidate that I worked with, she was accountable to her supporters. That's all I'm saying. I mean, man. Coffee, no, you say you'll debate me. I'm just not sure we disagree. Look, man, I like good debates though. I like good debates. I do like good debates. Like it doesn't people always think that you have to only debate issues that you just like vehemently disagree on because they, the issue itself could pose an existential crisis to humanity. Like, no, that's not the only time you can debate on an issue. I asked people to debate on Medicare for All versus this Tulsi Single Payer Plus plan for a genuine educational discussion. But then everybody got all personal and nobody, which was weird, right? Because everybody just knew that Medicare for All is exactly the plan that everybody should use. But then when I explained to people, like, I understand what they're advocating for. What they are advocating for was not actually Medicare for All, like as the bill was pitching it. So, but everybody got all personal, right? So I've learned to accept that when people get super, super personal when it comes to these issues, well, usually when it comes to me specifically, which happens more often than you might think, it's probably because they realize, oh shit, they maybe watch 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of my debate videos and they're like, nah, I'm not fucking with this. Because it's one thing to be a good debater, right? I know a lot of brilliant debaters that are not even involved in the indie media scene. But it's one thing to be a brilliant debater and actually be principled. So if I'm taking my stance, it's because it's a stance I take in real life, not for Twitter, not because I hang out with a bunch of leftists, because that's not true. My friends that are outside of politics, for the most part, are basically, they don't care. They don't care about a lot of this shit. They go to me and listen. They might go to like Joe Rogan or something like that, but they're not into shit like that. And my leftist friends, which I don't have many of, mostly are independents on the network and independents, few of the independents outside of the network who are literally, they're super independent like I am. But independence is dangerous to those who profit from institutions, huh?
You're not good at SuperChats.
What? It has to show up on my screen first.
Marcus, he's like, Niko, you're terrible when it comes to reading SuperChats. And Marcus loves you, so.
Nah, he lying. Marcus lying. Tim Black is great. He actually has nuance. Nuance what? What does he have nuance of? This man literally, he talks about nuance, and I saw he threw a little hissy fit because literally everybody, including Cristobal and Kyle Kalinske, rightfully criticized Bernie for calling people irresponsible for sitting on their hands and not working to support Biden. And he said that we were all just taking Bernie's words out of context. What the fuck about context do you need? Like, what other part of the context do you... Irresponsible, sitting on your hands, helping Trump get reelected by not supporting or working for Joe Biden. I don't understand what was taken out of context there. But he's grifting the grift of Bernie. And people like Tim Black have no idea what the hell they're going to talk about when they, because this election's over. They can't just hide behind personalities. You actually have to do nuanced discussion and analysis. Woo! I know for a lot of people, that's going to be really goddamn hard for the next 3 years. But I got faith in you. No, I don't. I don't have a lot of faith in a lot of people. But it's like 3 people I got faith in. Most of them belong to this network, but I still have faith in them. Al Martins, thank you very much for the super chat. Tell Tulsi happy belated birthday. I surely will, my friend. Tien Kong, I see the establishment is still blacklisted Tulsi in Biden's newest ad. Literally 3rd place, not in the ad. Maybe because she's against war. Also, it should probably be understood at this point. I know that Tulsi endorsed Biden, but she said very clearly, I endorse Biden as a nominee because the people picked him. And yeah, I'm focused on the coronavirus. See y'all later. Peace. So even if they wanted to use her face, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't approve of it. Just saying. Master Lee, House of Kung Fu. Thank you very, 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 very much. Appreciate you. Hold up. Did you just call people in here Jimmy Dore cultists as you come in here like as the cult leader for Tim Black? Really, brah? Let's come on. Tim is trying to attack Jimmy because of the Sam Cedar grift. For whatever reason, on the left, on the dumb left, It's profitable to attack Jimmy. They can't attack him for being wrong, though. They just attack him because they don't like the way he expresses himself. Well, that's the whole point. Jimmy is a comedian who literally doesn't give a fuck about how he expresses himself. That's kind of his thing. Oh, Lord, baby Jesus. Is that Tim Black in the chat? Oh, shit, my grandma's calling me. Hold on real quick, y'all. Grandma, I'm actually in the middle of a live stream show right now. Can I give you a call right back? Grandma. Is my grandma butt dial me? Grandma. I think my grandma butt dial me, y'all. Grandma. Y'all, my grandma just butt dialed me. Oh, did she text me? That might mean she texted me. No, not yet. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Thought my grandma butt dialed me, man. You don't look, grandma call, you answer the hot damn phone. Y'all know my grandma. My grandma. She's crazy in the sane way. Or she's sane in an insane way. Haven't decided yet. But yeah. Is Tim Black? Is this somebody? Tim, are you hiding in the chat, bro? If you hiding in the chat, let me know. Come on, bro. Come on, cause you know damn well. You know what I know. Let's be honest. Tim's not a good person. He's not a good person. Like, damn the politics. Tim Black is not a good person, and that's he wanted to have a conversation with me publicly about it. I'd be more than happy to. I'm not going to trash you behind the scenes. We can have this conversation all out in the open. Come on. So ask him about it. He might block you. Ask him, hey, what happened with you and Niko? Tell him he said it had something to do with how you treated one of the friends he introduced him to. Ask him about it. Marcus Will, thank you very much for the super chat. Good that they blacklisted Tulsi from Biden ads. Let Bernie Bros explain that. Oh, you know damn well they will come up with a excuse. They're already coming up with it. The excuse was that Bernie didn't send the email. That's what their new excuse is. Bernie didn't send it. The DNC did with his permission. Rock Lee, thank you very much for the super chat. Some lefty LGBTQ virtue signal too much for non-voters. Actually, I think that most voters don't care all that much about the LGBTQ virtual signaling, only because they don't care about the issue that much at all. I feel like all sides somewhat overhype the LGBTQ issue. Like, all sides virtue signal. Like, instead of just treating the LGBTQ community as like human beings, they treat them as pawns. And trust me, I have a little experience in this being a black man, okay? Being a black man on the left, you kind of get used to being used as a pawn in political games. So, why didn't you push back on Nina regarding Trump as the most dangerous president in modern history? Because I could, but I only had like 15 minutes to do the interview. So I'm not going to get into a debate with her, because the point of the interview was to talk about what's coming next. But there will be other conversations that me and Nina will have where, of course, I will challenge where I would need to challenge, versus an interview format like that where I'm just asking the questions and letting her answer for you guys. Did I miss that? Oh, Jamaican. Damn, that was actually harder to say than you might think it is, guys. No, I answered yours. Okay, cool. I think that's all of them. And Marcus, don't be out here lying on my super chat answer game, bro. My super chat game is dope. Okay, I don't like that judgment that you've been. Because what happens, Marcus will come in, and as I log off, I'm like, all right, y'all, find your balance. And he's like, hold up, real quick, let me send a super chat so you can answer it right as you leave it. Like, he's like trying to test my reflexes. Marcus, don't be in there lying to people, man. Come on. A lot of new people here. All right, people. Thank you all so much for tuning into that live stream segment of Mikasa Says Mikasa. Don't worry, we will be right back soon. But in case you can't stick around, always remember, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace. If you like that segment of Mikasa and Sukasa, don't forget to like the video and smash that subscribe button. Want access to members only live streams, behind the scenes footage, and other premium content? Well, you can endorse us on Rockfin Premium, become a patron through Patreon, or you can sign up for the MCSC Premium membership through YouTube. All the links are in the description below. But hey, more than anything else, always remember,
Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Always remember, more than anything else, find your balance.